Hi everyone, Mike here. Back in 2018, Microsoft added the Geographical Data Type to Excel. You may have spotted a Geography option on the Data tab on the ribbon. But what is it? How does it work? And is it something that you could use? Well, let's just say to the average Excel user, it's probably not as useful as sum, or XLOOKUP, or the if function. But then again, people use Excel for all kinds of weird and wonderful things. And if you don't know it's there, and you don't know what it can do, and you don't know its limitations, well, that's what this video is about. As usual, if you want to follow along, there's a demo file that you can download, and the link is in the video description as usual. Each of the items here can be considered to be geographic in nature. There's a country name, a US state, a US city, and a UK city. But right now, they are all just text entries. However, if I select them and go to the Data tab and click on Geography, I've converted them from text data type to geographic data type. The icon on the left-hand side indicates the cell entry is a geographic data type. If I click on the icon, a card appears, and that card displays information about the item. Now, this feature uses the Bing search engine as its source, and unfortunately what it returns is sometimes out of date. Boris Johnson is no longer the UK Prime Minister, and the Queen passed away in September last year. Also, what's returned is different depending on whether the cell contains a country, a state or a city. So if I click the icon for the UK, I get certain information back. If I click the icon for California, you can see that I get different headings. And for London, again, I get different headings. The information that's pulled through from Bing isn't just displayed on that card, it can actually be added to a cell. So you can see I'm on A1, and just to the right of A1 there's a little icon. If I click on that icon, I get a list. And that list is the same items that were on the card, but just the headings, not the values. I'm going to scroll down the list and I'm going to click Population. And what Excel has done is into B1, it's put the population of the UK. I'm going to click again on A1, click the icon and select Official Language. And it puts English into C1. What it's doing is it's putting the information into the next available cell on that row. So if I click on A2 and click the icon, and select country or region, it's now put United States into B2. But because United States is considered to be a geographic item, it's automatically made that into a geographic data type. So if I click on that cell, I get the little icon and I can choose information about that. Now, if I go to one of those cells that's got data in it, like B1, there's a formula, and the formula is, as you can see, A1, which is the United Kingdom, dot, and then the name of the item or the name of the property that I selected, which was population. That one's A1 dot official language. The reason that the official language is in square brackets is because it's got a space in the name. And you can also type those formulas directly in. So if I wanted to put the population of the UK into, say, A10, I can't just click the little icon because that would put it into the next available cell on row 1. So I go to A10, type equals A1, and it automatically brings up the list. And then I can scroll down and click on population and press enter. So that's the basics, but where might you actually use this? Well, here's a couple of possible use cases. Imagine that you work in a government department and you're responsible for generating statistics about income in the United States. Your boss has asked you to create a chart that displays the average income per household for the top 5 US states. Now, gathering that raw data could take hours, but if you get a list of US states, paste them into Excel, which is what I've done here, into column A, and convert them into geographic data types, then all you need is a formula that gets the median household income per state, and then build a chart from that data. Or what about this one? Maybe a little far-fetched for the real world, but it does make a good demo. I have in B2 a drop-down list, and that drop-down list has been generated from a list in this sheet here, dashboard 1, and it's the list in column A which I've converted a list of countries to geographic data types. So when I click the drop down and I select a country, what it does is it populates other cells and text boxes with information about that country. It's actually putting that information into column D on this dashboard 1 sheet and then pulling it through to the appropriate cells on the dashboard. You'll notice that in B4 I've got an image that is actually the flag of the country that I've selected. So if I go and select United Kingdom, you can see it changes to the UK flag. If I select Italy, it changes to the Italian flag. And the way that's been generated is by using the image property of that geographic data type. So let's do a start from scratch. Here's a list of countries that participated in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2023. Now at the moment it's just a list of 25 text entries that happen to be country names. But if I convert them from text data type to geographic data type, I can do a whole lot with them. If you've ever watched Eurovision, you'll know that the presenters often talk not just about the performers, but about the countries too. Now imagine having to go off and find all the information here about each country. You'd be searching a myriad websites, but using geographic data types, you can easily pull it into Excel. So what I'll do is I'll select A2 to A26, go to the Data tab, click on Geography, and that automatically converts those cells to geographic data types. Keeping those cells selected, I'll click on the Insert Data button and click on Population, and that fills in the population for each country. You've got formulas in column B. To get the language into column C, again, keeping those cells selected, click on the Insert Data button and scroll down and find language. I have to make this column wider. And then for column D, do the same thing, and I want the national anthem. The capital city, insert data again, and capital or major city. The population, now this time it's actually the population of the capital city I want. So I will select the capital cities, click the Insert Data button and select Population. And you can see there that it's not found the population of Belgium. It does this occasionally. There is certain information that it can't find. And then finally for the flags, go back and select the country names and click on the Insert Data button. And I want to select Image. And it puts the images into the next available column. So that's it. A look at geographic data type in Excel. It's probably not something that you'd use every day, but if you've ever seen it on the ribbon and wondered what did it do, well, now you know. If you did find this video useful, please give it a like. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you'd like to keep up to date with what I'm up to, why not sign up to my weekly newsletter, which you can do at theexceltrainer.co.uk. But until the next time, have an excellent day.